I want you to look at yourself and tell yourself that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. It is best to remind yourself that, you know what, I am the way that I am for a reason. And there's no one else like me in this world. And that's what makes you special. You're needed in order for this world to spin the way that it does and the life runs the way that it does, is because you're here. We all have issues. And we all have, inner demons, inner trauma, baggage that we have to deal with. And the more that you come to terms with the fact that nobody is perfect, the easier you become on yourself, and the more likely you are to accept your flaws, accept your issues, and turn them into positives instead of letting them work against you. We all have stories the way that we grew up. We all have traumas to unpack. We all have issues that we have gone through, and we all have these journeys that we've been through. And no matter how much work that you do on yourself, you're always going to have setbacks. You're going to have moments of doubt. It's detrimental to know that that is perfectly okay. When you're growing into a certain person, into a more mature person, you're more likely to become more self-aware when you find yourself falling back into old patterns. But that is actually a good thing, because it's you with growth realizing, I'm falling back into these old patterns of mine that are not so healthy. Let me try and drag myself back. And most people see it as like, oh my God, this is never going to go away. This is a bad habit that keeps reoccurring. But the fact of the matter is that as long as you realize it and see it for what it is, a step back instead of a complete turn of events, that means that you've done some growing along the way. You have to be easy on yourself when it comes to growth, when it comes to your personal growth, your emotional growth, your adult growth. Your growth is a dance. It's not a light switch. It's not something that just turns on as soon as you flip it. Certain areas and certain places in your life are for certain moments, and once they've taken their toll, once they have served their purpose, it's time to shed them and move forward. Not everything is going to get a place in your life forever, so you have to enjoy it for what it is, and do not beat yourself up about it when it's time to let go. Every moment in your life that you are growing and you are dabbling in different areas and you're kind of just tweaking your life and seeing what works and what doesn't, you are sowing. You are planting your seeds. And all that hard work is worth it. You are essentially securing your future. And every single perceived hardship of yours is just as essential in your life as the blessings that come with it. They are there to make you who you are, to mold you what you need to be in the future, to push you and to kind of just shape you with the growth and strength that is necessary to take on the next level. I know that when you're in the midst of it, when you're in the midst of your setback, you can't just, you don't see anything farther than the negative. You just see, this is really hard. I'm going through this fucking hard time and it sucks. And when you come out on the other side, when you survive that hardship, you're able to retrospectively speak on it and realize, I had to go through that to become who I needed to be. I see it now. I see why that was necessary. And although it may not always be fair, although it may not always be right, it's what's needed. The work ethic that you put into yourself, the time, the energy, the focus, the being able to give up things that you would much rather keep, but you know that are necessary to let go of because they're holding you down, the toxicity that you have to shade away from to protect your aura, there's no bargain for that. So plant your seeds because you will end up giving it life, and remind yourself that the fruits are much sweeter when they've grown from your own hands. Happy Monday.